Great. Okay, so let's just start by thinking like, why did you want to publish your ideas with context?
Yeah, so the way I understand context is the public arm of ASA. So I have had my eye on Context magazine since grad school, and I knew that I wanted to be a public sociologist throughout my training. And I really aim to make my research actionable, to make it relevant to the world around us, not just in academic audiences or spaces. So Context is one of those venues to do that. So I'm excited to have been featured now.
Great. And so, wondering if you could just walk us through the main argument of your feature article in this issue and kind of maybe reflect on what would be like the main takeaway you would want readers to have from your article.
Yeah. So I'm thinking if we look at the case of service providers, people with JDs, PhDs, MSWs, right? Really well educated, well resourced, citizenship holding individuals, and see that they're experiencing fatigue and sleeplessness, loss of appetite, stress, high levels of anxiety because of the effects of immigration law. What can then we say about the level of anxiety and fatigue and stress that children feel, that their families and their sponsors are facing? So I'm trying to really draw out just how harmful this legal violence is by looking at some of the most well-educated, well-resourced individuals and the effects on their lives.
And there's obviously some really clear policy implications to this research. I wonder if you could speak to those just for a minute.
I think at the very highest level of federal government, going back to the promise of a humane immigration policy, one that keeps families together, one that recognizes that migration is a response to US intervention in the regions that people come from, right? And that kids are really looking for protection in a lot of ways, and we are morally obligated to responding to the protection that kids are looking for. I think that is the highest level of response. I think at the state level, California is a really great example of states really trying to put a statewide safety net in place. States can respond by implementing not only legal systems, but social service systems that account for the mental and emotional health trauma and effects of migration. And then communities at a regional or organizational level even really center the health and well-being of children and families. And then also thinking about, the community helpers, right? Can we implement agency-wide systems of support that keep community helpers in place so that children who've already experienced so many fragmented social ties can keep the ties of the people with the people that they've learned to trust and that they've already opened themselves up to? So I think there's a multi-level response that we can enact here, and we're all kind of responsible for seeing that through.